JWHL Canton weekend rolls on. We're back in the U16s. Welcome back here inside Blue Rink. Junior Flyers are the guests, in Winchendon School is the home side, and we're quickly underway in this one. It'll be 3 17-minute periods as Marshall tries to quick scramble up the boards. Stolen aside, Carolyn Cohen trying to come the other way. Stewart will break over the blue line. Backside beyond the right wing circle. Cuts it at the back in. Can't step it home. She gets tied up behind the net. Winchendon is working right to left here in this first period action. The Junior Flyers left to right. Cohen's point shot steered away off the pads. Trying to pick up the change there. Meredith suavely lets to the net. Lost it behind the goal line. Now that centering look and can't get it through. Raphael Parent along the boards gave it up. Junior Flyers trying to hold the line. Cohen the snap shot. Whistles off to the corner. And 50 seconds already run off here in the OO hockey game. Cohen back beyond the left right circle, drives and shoots, and she missed on the left side. Smith able to swoop in there. She gets hammered to the glass. Lou grabs it to the left of the net. Taken back over center and forced up ice. It'll go through neutral all the way down. Lou leaves it off the wall. Tries that backhand to Schmidt, but she coughs it up. Zoe Lloyd behind the net, feeds it on over. Elizabeth Bellinger takes a bounce off the wall. Junior Flyers in those black tops here this afternoon. They got the white outline for the numbers, black letters on the orange name bar, and Winchendon in the white tops with the green letters and green numbers. They're all just white and green in their color scheme. Trying to whistle that one loose. Lila Picker up in the air. And can't get it through to the net. Winchendon School, pretty local. Come from Winchendon, Mass, and of course Philadelphia. Coming up from PA. Backside right circle. It's the shoulder. Takes a skip left side of the cage. Already 2 minutes running off the board here to begin period one. Picker circles the net in the corner. Junior Flyers trying to make a defensive change. Forced in. Hits the boards in the corner. Schmidt back beyond the right side circle. Going to get picked off in transition. Coming the other way, Zoe Lloyd. Trying to feed it behind her and can't successfully. Is it Shello? Comes across the center stripe. Now down Nicole Schmidt trying to tap that. Here's Stavola rolling over midline. Stavola met it blue. Can't get anything off. Quick slice and dice in. Olivia S. Off the boards behind the net. Now chased down by Caldecott. She'll try to come up through the middle. All the way down. Great, now she came out of her net to play. Boston center, Stavola into the zone, drags through the circle and gave it up. And Shannon, some good defensive poke checking. Coming there from Lou. Got a pair of them on this roster. That one cross rink, and what a save. Rackness comes up with a big one there for the Junior Flyers in goal. Keep it where it's at and in a low score. That pops off the wall. Comes through neutral. So an icing, and the face-off will come back down into the offensive zone. Draw is going to be Eve Pelletier. Shuffle back out to the point. Belanger gave it up. Junior Flyers having a hard time hustling out of their zone. Lauren Stewart around center. Jacobs. Stewart will break over the blue line. Rolls up the wall. Buto going to pick back up possession behind the cage. About 4 minutes running off the clock. And here comes Winchendon. Puck over center. Going to sling it in. Go ahead for a change. Brought up ice with some muscle. Jacobs takes an elbow and goes down. Raphael Parent circling. Puts off the boards. Backside right wing, and Winchendon. Now they're going to hustle. Through center, backhanded, coming to the cage. That just missed over the ball. What a chance. Jaden Bingham was trying to bury it in. Winchendon, a little bat around action in neutral. Forced down deep. And now Carolyn Cohen heads off for a change. Junior Flyers have been good at keeping the leads fresh. Here under head coach Chris Bauer. Out at the blue line. And Bernard having a hard time staying on her feet. Ricochets. As Baru trying to chase it down. Schmidt tips this. And now coming the other way. Schmidt again into the zone. Lost it along the wall. Dave Lorette put around the net. Cross with a quick jab along the far side boards as his top line back out for Philly. Lou out of the zone, led off the wall. Schmidt wrestling with Drozati. There's a hit to the glass. Screech free off the boards. Cole Schmidt. Pizzicello here along the wall. Coming up ice. Stavola over the line. Hits the boards. Down behind the Winchendon net. Charlotte Hain down there in goal. And there's a whistle for an icing. So 10:34 to go on the Junior Flyers. Going to be back in offensive territory. Again, glad you're with us here. JWHL Canton weekend. Hard to believe it's coming to a close already. A couple more game time slots today. And then we got just a couple games tomorrow morning to wrap things out. Winchendon surge in. As they'll come up on the aggressive forecheck. Haley Tabb wins the battle on the boards behind the net. Junior Flyers with some hustle out to the blue line. Winchendon shooting right back in. Chase down Ashley Jacobs, wrapping it up the far side boards. Little turnaround action is clear the line. Laid in by Blair Weber and out of the net to play. Grace Tulo. Tulo's a 2028 goaltender. Tab on the back end, leaves it out to neutral. Hess going side to side. That'll chink the boards on the near side. Werzer. Now Jacobs. Loses it to blue line. Stewart turns, fires it in. Down to 9:20 to go here in period number one. And again, don't go anywhere after this first period. We're only going to take about a minute's time, and then we'll be right back with period number two. Only one intermission here in these games all weekend. An angled shot couldn't go. Now the redirection. Still free in front. Werzer will break over the line. Out of the net to set up shop is Ella Rangers. Philly tries to work south-north. That gets tipped. And now a trip. Raphael Parent went down. Don't have a penalty call forthcoming now. Big cross ice. Pick that on the way. Stewart going to get it though. Into the zone she flies. Backside right wing. Drives to the net. And what a good stop by Tulo. Rides off the top of the wall. Turning on around, Carolyn Cohen towards center. Jacobs hits a leg. Comes in her own zone. Takes a skip. Lila Picker working up the right wing wall. Tries to find a centering look. Picker fed behind her and nothing there for Suavely. Picker bumps it on over. Now Schmidt up to neutral. Winchendon with another steal. They've been really good at forcing putts away, and a stretch pass was too much. Swaddley gave it away, and here comes the rush. A little 3-on-1 action. De Loretto. Pickens. There's Schmidt dropping back beyond center. Picker loses her edge here along the near side boards. Schmidt bulleting at cross rank. Now laid in. Junior Flyers going to go for a change. 7:18 to go. Period number 1 here in Canton. Crossing the center stripe. Schmidt going to race back. And there's an icing. Face off. It's going to be Weber. Gio Wurzaretti. Wurzaretti was laid down on the ice. Now comes to the net. Can't get that shot through. Winchendon trying to break their zone. Weber dragged and forced it wide. Picked up by Stavola and swatted to the left by Pillow. Rides off the top of the wall away from Schmidt down behind the goal line. Sits and change to go period 1 out to the blue line. And Bernard can't fire the shot, waits in the high slot, and again, nothing doing. Near wall, 3 Flyers jumping into the pile. Winchendon finally able to knife it and force it deep. Should go, nope. All right, they wave off the icing, so Winchendon able to make their change. Cole Schmidt trying to play up ice. Stewart up the gut, swings it back out to center. Lou in her own zone. Good defender out there, really plays with a lot of poise. Tab beyond the right side circle toward the net, got picked off. Here come the Junior Flyers. Lydia Hess into the zone. Trying to feed through to the middle. Stewart dragging, and her stick got tied. Margaret Smart gets over the blue line the other way and drubs a weak one in there. Chased down by, let's see, Legary. Jade Bingham getting tugged at. She's a Mary Mack commit. One of just 2 in this game. That one just wide. A wide open net with Radness positioned over just in front of the left post. Quick hustle, Jacobs over center. Breaks over the blue line. Through the circle. Waits in the corner. Again out at the blue line. Jacobs to the middle and covered. So Grace Tulo able to freeze that one. 5:01 to go. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Junior Flyers. Lila Picker can't win that. Wurzer chases it down behind the goal line. Out at the blue line. Again, this one launched forward. So Winchendon reset as a result. Mumford on the far side boards. Up to neutral. Junior Flyers going to grab. Olivia Hamilton able to get out of her zone. Here's Wara. Up on in. Now the pull up by Lou. High slot and pad save. So Ragnes comes up big. Picker can't haul that in. Here's Lou breaking beyond the left side circle. And Winchendon will head off, complete the change. Chase that one through neutral all the way down. And no icing as the Junior Flyers win the foot battle. 3:45 left in period one. Again, don't go anywhere after this first. Just going to take about a minute break, and then we'll have period two. Stavola sitting behind the goal line. Grace Mumford trying to get it on out of there. Haley Hosberger. Here's Lou going side to side. Ashley Marsala. And going to get a whistle. So 3:21 to go. Period one. We're going to neutral zone face-off. Marsala wins that back to Lou, going side. Haley Hasbergener. Radness watches behind her net. Trying to glide that one the other way. Marsala throws a body. Junior Flyers, here goes nothing. Stavola over the blue line. Waits beyond the left circle. Comes all the way behind the goal line. They just switch the defense out. Towards the line, they do hold the zone. Bashed off Anderson. Now Winchendon's going to have an opportunity the other way. Here comes the speed. Through the left circle. Ripped over the bar. Got opportunity there for Captain. Gio Orzaretti was trying to touch something in. So, face-off will come to the left side of the net. Stewart into the glove. This one pops off the boards. Rachel Stewart trying to haul that in. That'll be drugged out through neutral. Now a little spin around. Radness with 1:30 to go on this power play. Jacobs will come across the center stripe, breaks over the blue line. Surveys the space out to the line against Schmidt, and that'll be between the pads with 1:50 to go. So face-off will come left side of the net. Kiliana Severs still in the box here for Winchendon. Working right side. That one force-fed and covered up net front. So face-off will come right side. Let out inside the zone. Little drag. High slot, ripped wide left. Picker having a hard time holding the edge there. Forced across the line all the way down to the left. Down to 37 left to kill. Junior Flyers loading up for another opportunity. Crossing the center line into the zone. High slot. Trying that backhand, and Picker couldn't get the shot. Lays down, and now she's going to get back up. Up off the glass. Cohen at the blue line. Thrown on ahead. Off the wall, Picker turns around. Shot cross rink. Now waiting. Cohen in the high slide. Ripped. Hits a stick. And takes a bounce behind the cage. Shot out high. Now this one on goal. Kicks off the pads. Heading to the bench, Winchendon. Able to kill that off, so they're 1-for-1 on the PK. Stavola circles the cage. Got a little bit of muscle and a little bit of room. Cohen able to keep the zone. Down to 18 seconds left. Last change probably is Dembowski heads to the bench for the Junior Flyers. Marsala over center. 10 seconds. Racing backwards goes Cohen. Dodges that. Towards the net, and that's going to end the period right there. So Winchendon and the Junior Flyers battling the Goose Age through 17. We're going to take a break for a minute. When we come back, period 2 here on JWHL YouTube. Face off back at center ice. We get ready to go for period 2. Junior Flyers track this one down the left side of their net mind here. Pizziculi trying to force out to neutral. Towards center. And Stavola gets it covered up. Junior Flyers going from right to left, and Winchendon left to right here in period number 2. Out in the corner. Trying to work it out of the zone. Winchendon sending 2 into the pile. High in the net. Grabbed here, Rachel Stewart towards the net off the pad. What a stop by Tulo again. Comes up the wall. And nothing's there for Hamilton. Grabbed in the corner, is again off the boards. Brooke De La Rotti coming on her horse, cross center. Got the captain as well. Haley has bargain. Will track that one back. Lou trying to get there first, but it's an icing. So, Winchendon in an offensive zone face-off, excuse me. Face off to the right side of Ragness. And Winchendon able to haul in the victory. Bumper play off the boards. Here goes nothing for Philly. Leading the rush the other way, 3-on-2. That's broken up. Marsala going to scoop along this near wall. Up through the air, or Zarati. Can't get too far. Cross, going to go cross rink. Back side left wing circle. Off the boards. Again, here goes nothing. Marsala back to the left wing circle on net. And there's a stop. Agnes coming up clutch. 14:57 to go, period number 2. So both squads will make some switches. Hannah Byam trying to take this draw. Went down on the knees, it comes loose. Tracked around the net by Tad. Towards the blue line and now behind the net. Tipped away by Mumford. Trying to circle the cage, and that's stuffed off the pads. Junior Flyers, quick work, and here they come. The top of the wards, Mumford jabs the other way. There's Schmidt behind the cage. Up ice, got past Stewart. Ham will rip it to her left. Crossing the center stripe, now breaking into the zone. Orza. There's Buto on her feet as well as it's off the bottom. Buto towards Ham inside the zone. Takes a couple of bounces, pinballs around. Buto to Ham, backside left wing. And Buto swatted it with the high stick. And official saying no to anything right there. Wara still able to hold the zone. And that's grabbed onto. Face off into the offensive zone here for Winchendon. Towards the net. That's going to trick the pads. Works the wall, and now there's some action. The drag, and trying to cover again. One freed up to the boards. Lydia Hamilton dodging and darting away. Ham going to go over, and that's thrown over the net. Going to rip that down. De La Rotti lost at the red line. Ham shoots it right back in. 12:45 to go. Behind the goal goes Hess. Now circling up, almost lost it at the blue line. Press court tried to center, that pops off the pads. Lauren Stewart breaks over center. Ham with a stick. Now Pezzarati. Towards the net, and that comes loose. Up ice, Lauren Stewart leaves it through neutral. And Junior Flyers will make a change. On Diced. Forced off the boards. Grace Mumford. On the pads, and knocks behind the net. Between the circles, here goes nothing again for the Junior Flyers. Mumford, though, has other ideas. Suavely in the right side corner. Cross along these near boards. Zambrati at the blue line. Cross, there's Mumford again, trying to get it loose. Pickens. Marsala, the bump play, and there goes Winchendon off to make their change. Junior Flyers trying to catch up. Lone player that stays out is Round. Prowl. They hit a leg on the way. Bloom off the boards. And now stretch towards center. Broken on in. And here's a rush the other way for Sullivan. Up the right wing side, now behind the goal line, centered, and that comes out. Sullivan glided it in front of her and out of the net, slid through the blue paint area. Pizzicoli, here come the junior Flyers. Stavola lost the edge. Bloom, Weber kicks at it at the blue line. That one gets fanned on. Blue at the blue line. Again, Wurzer chipping it loose to the boards. Dropped off behind her, now trying to put it in deep. The quick hustle as the junior Flyers skate across center. Blair Weber being hit to the glass. Off the boards, ricochets across the center stripe. Blue will break up the far side. Misfires that. Down on both of these, trying to get to her feet, and we get a whistle. It's going to be for a hand pass. 9:07 to go. So that'll back this face-off up. Again, we only got a handful of games left to go here tonight. Just a couple more time slots tomorrow morning to wrap out JWHL Canton. Mumford sent off right. Junior Flyers going to regroup and recover. Stewart about coughed that one up. Tolo out of her net, throws it left. Ripped up across the center logo. And there's going to be an icing. So 8:40 to go, period number 2. And it'll be in the offensive zone for the junior Flyers. Face-off will be left side of the goal. Cross and center. And now to the net, the backhand won't go in. Severi in the corner. Rolling up the boards. Stewart again will cross the line. Got a little bit of help. It's Stewart and Stewart. That side left wing. And there's a stop. Tulo flashing that left-hand glove. Both squads making some changes. Towards the net, that'll chink a skate. Lila Picker forced it out behind her towards the blue line. Back to center, Picker again, wheels back in her own zone, 7:50 to go. On the boards. That'll hit the bar. Cross and center. And now through neutral. Now it'll trickle off to the far side corner. It hits late along the wall. Loom toss in the body. Leaving up the wall towards the net. That comes off the pads. Out of the zone. The Junior Flyers will go back to chase. Schmidt's going to grab it. Up off the bar. So Winchendon continuing to fire chances. Hasberg in, out of the zone. Through neutral, back to go get it, the Junior Flyers. Desperately trying to pressure the net. That'll hit the pads. So face-off will be in the offensive zone here for Winchendon, left side of the net. Ripped off the wall behind the net. Cross center. And we're going to get a penalty call upcoming. Junior Flyers aren't taking too kindly to all that. That'll chink a skate. And now Winchendon trying to come out of the zone. Was a cross-check call. So Hannah Bloom finds herself in the sin bin for the second time this weekend. Cohen trying to work it out towards center. Stewart hustles back. Try to pick up some speed, cross at center. Up to Stewart again, back side, now dragged off behind her. Stewart at take top, Bloom up, and somehow stays in play as it takes top. Back in the zone, Cameron Cohen across center. Now flies beyond the left point circle, dragged in the high slot. Meredith suavely lost the edge towards center. Now tripped up. Olivia Orzorati didn't get the call. Down to 4:17 to go. 37 on the Junior Flyer power play. They've had just one shot. Drifted high slot and ripped off wide. Cross continuing to pound chances, hoping she can find one. That gets blocked by Orzorati. Hanging around at center ice. Pickers breaking in up the right wing wall. Backhanded. Shot down the ice 200 feet. And so the penalty has come to an end. We're back at 5-on-5. Cross cutting over the red line. Lost the edge. Now at the blue line. That hits a leg. To the net. And that one grabbed. What a stop for Tolo. Tolo, the 2028 goaltender, certainly might get some looks moving up the ladder as she continues playing in her career like this. Face off, one back off the boards. Off towards the net. To neutral territory. That one trying to swing in. Lydia Hamilton. Coming up across the center stripe into the zone. 3-on-2. And now we're going to get a hit. So, got another penalty upcoming. It'll be for a trip. Winchendon once again going to be shorthanded. This time it's Anna Greening heading to the box. So the junior Flyers just keep getting gift-wrapped opportunities. See if Sano will gift them with a goal. You know the Christmas holiday's coming up here shortly, so hope you got all your plans ready and hope you've been good this year so you get a lot of presents. Never fun to get coal in your stocking on Christmas. Hopefully, though, you didn't ask for the Red Rifle BB gun or whatever the heck is from the movie. That one forced to the opposite side of the rink. Cohen out inside the zone. And force it left. Trying to drill it right back on over. Picker left off. Inside the zone, left side, wide left. Ripped off and bounced away from Cohen. One angle up off a twig and out of play. Minute and 32 to go here, period number 2. Face off will come left side of Tullo. On Tate to Hop. Down on both knees, looking to drag to the net, and that's wide. And another chance, and once more Winchendon going to recover. Towards the center stripe, left off the wall. Cohen played to herself. 70 seconds left in the period, 50 seconds left in the junior Flyer power play. Greening in there for tripping. Sliced away behind the cage as the junior Flyers regroup and resettle. 3 through the neutral, now in the offensive. A lot of speed being shown by Stavola. Cohen will settle it down. Cohen ripped off the pads. On the net, the reset button hit by Hausberger. That'll hit a glove. Down to 30 to go. Cohen flies up the wall. 5 seconds. Left side quarter. Penalties over. Greening down the box. Loose puck in front. Junior Flyers still jamming for Picker and cover. Tullo has been absolutely phenomenal. She has came up huge time and time again for Winchendon in this one. So the face-off, trying to win it to the boards. That one will come off the wall. And now they'll hustle up. Lou will clip it, and that's going to end the period right there. So we've played through 2 frames here in Canton in this U16 matchup, and it has been a gem so far. Winchendon and the Junior Flyers are one of the best games of the weekend. And we're going to take a break here for the intermission on YouTube. When we come back, period number 3 as these 2 teams still looking for our first goal of the day. Third period of action here from Canton Ice House on JWHL YouTube. We want to remind you, as always, make sure you drop us a like for this game and give us a subscribe, because all games the rest of the weekend, as well as in future tournaments, can be streamed right here for you. So make sure you get all your action. Back underway, though, Winchendon traveling from right to left for this third period. Junior Flyers from left to right across your screen, and Tolo going to freeze the action. It's 23 seconds into the period. Been one of the best games we've had all weekend in this one. Scoreless through 2 periods. Seems like that's been a rarity. Had a 6-6 tie between Stansted and I think it was Mount Academy. That was a pretty good one too the other day. That ended in a 6-6 tie. But this one's been pretty good and everything you could have asked for out of a midday game. So I got a couple more games to come on this rink. It's 3 more today. So we're hand over hand, having a hard time getting out of the zone. Stewart wrapped up top, the shot, and thrown over the net. Olivia Hess was trying to drill it in. Stewart waits at the blue line, cuts up the wall, now stolen aside. Jacobs on the boards. Lou, there's Stewart again. And Lou grabs to the side, and she'll force out of the zone. Winchendon able now to make a change. 15:42 to go in regulation. Banked off the boards all the way down 200 feet. Goes for the icing. So we'll have an offensive zone faceoff coming up for Winchendon. Face off, come off the wall. That one hits a couple of skips. Covered up. So Radness able to freeze the action. This one sliced at. Put out to the line. Quick drag, and there's blocked. Cross worked in behind the goal line. On the corner. Now pre-court drilled up top. Put off the boards to the line. Drift in. They walk the circle and nothing's there. And now we're going to get a whistle. Play gets stopped. 14:56 to go. Net was loose by Rockness. Winchendon quickly takes that draw to the high slot. Philly able to break it up, and here they come. Streaking over center. Stovala gets hammered down. And she'll spring right back up. Waiting along the board, sent up the gut, Stovala. Rocking it over the center stripe, and now cutting in. Swatted away from Sivers. And another Philly clear attempt comes up ice. Not going to change on this one, though. Lou cuts the wall and fires it to the far side. Back on it suavely, circles behind the net. Got Cohen with her as well. It's suavely as it's stolen aside. Weber breaks over the blue line, back beyond the left wing circle, fed to the middle, and couldn't get the shot. Blocked on the way to the net, and now put out towards center. Suavely, cut ahead. She'll force it all the way behind the goal line. They switch up the defense. Stewart trying to get a piece. 3 Flyers in that pile, and now Stewart trying to break up with a quick cut. Skated the other way. Lou puts it off the boards. And look at the pinball puck as Winchendon going to make a line change. Jacobs will tip that. Comes all the way down the ice sheet. and that's an icing. 13-19 now to go in regulation. It's still an 0-0 tie. This one brought out by Philly, crossing center. Jacob's going to have some space. Got some help, so the cross. Oh, what a stop for Tolo. Tolo continuing to slam the door. Junior Flyers have definitely had the better end of the opportunities today, but Tolo has made sure that they remain off the scoreboard. Off the boards, it's bashed in. Well, a hit from Schmidt. Forced on through and can't get that one to go. Tracked down. This again will get over the center stripe. Schmidt. Forced head in front of her. Here's some speed for Ann Bernard. Into the zone. That one gets lost by Lou. That one, the dead angle, and can't jam it in. Towards the blue line, and now again grabbed at the gut by Schmidt. Towards center, comes the other way. No icing. Mumford bashed around. Get away by De Loretti. Here comes Picker dragging over the blue line. And to the net, she gets denied. Toa using all the equipment. Over the center stripe, De Loretti. Hamilton puts off the boards. Olivia Hess comes out towards the blue line. And now Picker cuts back with 11:18 to go. Stretch pass, comes into the zone. And Bowski couldn't get too far. Picker again will try. Throw up from her friend. Trying to go to that backhand, now pulls up. Walking that line. This one tight roped in. Swatted on the backhand. Picker high slap, trying to drag, and it came off her tape. Just poke checked away. Now Winchendon going to come with numbers, cross at center. What good stick work, though, by Cross. Winchendon will go for a switch. Junior Flyers going to make a couple of substitutions as well. Cross up ice, and now she finally heads to the bench. That was a shift well done. Breaking in will come. And couldn't get one through to the goal. Forced the other way, cross off the boards. And that's going to go for an icing. So face-off will come into the offensive zone. Winchendon, this one going to rip on goal. Crossing the center stripe. Again a dart and can't get it through. And now we'll get a trip call neutral ice. Face off to the right side of the goal. Whipped out. So Trip call goes on the lights pre-court. And the junior Flyers continue to gift wrap these chances. Will Santa be good to them? High slot and Toro. Hello. Into the corner. That one's bashed off the boards. Walking the line suavely. Waits an eye slot. Fed over, and now the chance. Ripped a bit too lightly. Through the circle, out in front. That's going to hit a body. Broke it up, and that'll be shot 200 feet. Down on the ice, that gets broken up. Stewart cuts into the zone. Back beyond the right side circle, and possession going to be regathered by Philly. 45 to go. That'll clip a twig in neutral. Cohen on the Northeast General logo. Past Jacobs, and no icing. Comes down the ice, 32 seconds. Stewart, crossing center, over the blue line. Back beyond the right side circle, and now whipped out. They'll try to find her again. Breaks to the net, and whistle comes first. So they tried the best they could. It just wasn't enough. It trickles to the goal. On the back end, takes a couple of skips in neutral. Smith will go back to race this one down. She's got it, but penalty has expired. As pre-court's out, and we are back at 5-on-5 with Winchendon a perfect 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. Stewart swats it deep. So they'll set up. Pre-court bumped off the half wall towards center. Moving to the net, and that's denied. Hustling up, here comes Stewart. Gonna break the blue line, crosses center, left it in front. Track down Stewart in the corner, dodges the play. Whip forward, and that'll flip a stick. To center. That one whipped side to side. Schmidt trying to track it down to the near side boards. In the neutral zone, here's the face-off. Picker turns around. Winchendon gonna hold. Lou across center. Trying to come to the cage, and it's gonna pop up. We're getting another penalty. So call's going to be 2 minutes for hooking on Olivia S. And she's frustrated as she heads into the penalty box. Now Winchendon's going to get a critical opportunity. Haven't seen much of their power play. Didn't seem to get the live stats working, but if I recall correctly, just the second power play opportunity. Comes loose away from Morazati, and so Junior Flyers get a big dump down the ice sheet. Through the neutral zone, this one gets settled down at the blue line. Quick cut to the far side. Now again left out deep. The long slapper, and can't find its way through. Morazati walks the line. Already down to a minute and 20 left on the power play. Loose puck in front. Could have been dangerous. Lou tracks it to the boards, left out to the blue line. Lou and can't settle the bouncer. To the right of the cage. Radness. Doesn't seem like we've said her name a whole lot. Hasn't been as involved. Comes off for Pez, freed in front. And here go the Junior Flyers off the wall. Tracked down by Schmidt. Lou in her own end. That'll change some skates, and Winchendon now turns around. A whip shot, and nothing's there. 20 seconds left on the PK. Lou almost had that one tied between her skates. That'll hit the mitt and come all the way down the ice. 5 seconds. Puck gets loose, and penalty has expired. So out is Olivia S. So we're back at 5-on-5. So both teams, the PK has been perfect in this game. Everything's been perfect except the scoring of goals. Marsala tried that hustle. De La Rotti will break over the red line. Crosses in over the blue line. Backside right wing. De La Rotti left out to Greening. De La Rotti and couldn't angle the shot on. Here goes Philly 3-on-2 if there is Stewart. Racing with authority. Jacobs and miscommunication. Spin around there for Picker. Give it up. Here goes Winchendon into the zone. Stewart off the boards. To center. Now Mumford hits the wall. Dragged in. That's going to be held on to by Hesbargen. Face off. We're going to crowd that one. Mumford going side. Now drop back to the D. Mumford in front of her bench. The backhand off the wall. Smith will chase it down. Now she holds left side of the cage. Up off the wall. Now comes over a stick. Freed behind the net. And first one there is Wara. Picker desperately. Cut to her left side. Turned it over, so Winchendon forcing him in deeper. Bumped off the wall. Now Lou will hold at the center line. Hits the skates. Winchendon now going to make their changes. 2:25 left to go in regulation. Hits the wall. Got past Buto. Comes Philly, it's Pickens into the zone. Backside left wing, cuts to the middle. She was all alone. Another flip out, and so they'll regroup once more. Stavola, the first one to it. As Cohen to her right, Stavola plays it to herself. As Pizzicola coming with her. Poke checked away at the line, now put off the boards and behind the cage. We're able to chase that down. Lou left side goal. Up to Lou again. Pass a little bit too much. Lou settles down. Lou waits, puts it off the boards. Pizzicola across the red line, over the blue line, backside, and couldn't get anything through. Stavrola, there's Lou. Winchendon hits the reset button, 75 left. Lou hesitates to hop off the wall, and that's going to be an icing with 1 and change left. So in the offensive territory, it comes here for Philly. If there's a goal, you know at this point it's going to be the game winner. That pops off the pads. In front, still jamming for it. Tolo's down, and they blow the whistle. The Junior Flyers were right there. They were this close. But still unable to deliver. Got down, that'll be forced to the corner wall. Winchendon going to start the rush. 3-on-2, they enter. Shuffleboard towards the net, to top. That one gets fanned on. And so now Philly going to have a 3-on-1. Jacobs coming up the left wing side, and she hadn't mishandled that. That could have been a chance. Oh, and the bounce in front too far. Now Winchendon going to bring numbers the other way. This isn't over yet. And great stick work. Here the Suavely comes up huge for Philly. Towards the blue line. Raymond. Had it picked off. Jacobs trying to track this one down. 10 left to go. Well, trip up behind the goal. 5 seconds. Philly one last shot. And Cullen. And that's going to do it. So we're heading to overtime in this one. The 16U battle, we just get the 5 minutes of 3-on-3, and then if no goal is scored, it'll be a tie. But we'll head to that 3-on-3 OT after just a minute's break here on JWHL YouTube. 5 minutes of 3-on-3, sudden death overtime. If one team scores and the other loses, if neither team scores, then of course this goes in as a tie. Face-off going to be won. Winchendon going left to right, and Philly's going right to left. Wara tries that quick work, breaking it out through center. Here's a nice move in. Carolyn Cohen trying to track him behind the goal line. Already 20 seconds running off. Cohen trying up top. Tillo was looking for the freeze and didn't quite have it. In the high slot, that's blocked. Cohen going to have to retreat. Stewart, Cohen waits at the blue line. Forcing it deep behind the goal line. Cohen watched the wall. Looks left and right, surveying the options. Stewart cuts around, being dragged down, and Toro with a stop. Cohen behind the net. And we're still scoreless here in OT. Already about a minute running off. Winchendon getting possession. Philly looks like they're going to make their first switch. Orzarati crosses over the center stripe. Bumps it off the boards, and Junior Flyers will get possession back. Big cut up through neutral over center. Back down the left wing wall. Orzarati trying to get there. Woo in the face. Pickens hit the line, about coughed that up. Turned around with her tape. Woo in her own end. Down to 3:24 to go in OT. Comes free, and now they're working up ice. Precourt slides it across, the shot, and got blocked. Blue again will go out to neutral ice. Junior Flyers up on the forward check. They have a stoppage here in OT. We played about 2 minutes. Cracked down in behind the goal line. Pickens has to get away from her. Blue drops back behind the center ice line. Down to 2:47. Here's Precourt on the backhand. Blue back to Precourt. Coming ahead, and they wave things off. Possession swallowed by Suavely. Junior Flyers, here they come. Precourt will steal that one aside. Now she's wrestled down, no penalty. Everybody was calling for it. Pickens, Watts out in the high slot, has a chance, and another shot blocked. Blue to the line, give it up. Cohen will come ahead, left it right in front of the net, and Toro! Oh my goodness! Toro has been phenomenal today. So there is a penalty call coming up on Winchendon. Whipped around the net. Cohen jams it in. Cohen walking the line. It's a 4-on-3 here for the Junior Flyers. Tipped in front and they score! Lauren Stewart with the game winner. So the Precourt penalty ends up being the difference maker. The Junior Flyers 1-0 in overtime, your final. Thanks for watching this one here on JWHL YouTube. Canton Weekend rolls on. We'll be back with a 19U matchup here shortly. But again, Junior Flyers in OT, 1-0, your final.